What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of Sports Etouffee. We've got a lot of LSU talk on tap for you today, and just a smidge of Pelicans. All that and in between right here. Let's get into it. Alright, of course, first on tap is the LSU baseball team has won the College World Series for the first time since 2009. And then the fashion that they did it in is just truly incredible. They had a tough road ahead of them. They had to play a lot of tough opponents. And per usual, they had to come out the loser's bracket to win it all. I mean, the teams that they played, they had to play Tulane, which seemed like a gimme game. Then they had to play Tennessee, which wasn't so much a gimme game, but you gotta say that was a very rugged and rough game. They won that one. Then they had to play the big behemoth in Wake Forest, going up against Wake, winning one and then losing one, coming out the losers bracket, then playing Wake again and winning just by one run on a Tommy Tanks walk-off to go to the College World Series. Then they played Florida, of course, and man, when all seemed doom and gloom, this LSU team truly prevailed. You got to give credit to Jay Johnson. You really do. Jay Johnson did an incredible coaching job. His adjustments, pre and post game, it was just fantastic. I got to give him credit. I remember when he came to the TV station that I work at in January, and I was talking to him, and he was telling me, oh no, I was actually asking, I was like, Coach, how does this LSU team compare to your teams that you had at Arizona that went to the World Series? And he said, and I quote, "This is the best team overall that I've ever coached." And I even followed that up. I said, Coach, really? Even though over the one that you won the World Series with at Arizona? And he said, yes, even the one over the one in Arizona. He wasn't lying. This team was truly stacked from head to toe. You have Dylan Cruz, you have Tommy Tanks, you have Trey Morgan, Hayden Travinski, Kay Beloso. And then you got to go to the pitchers that you heard. Paul Skeens is the man, by the way. Good God. This might be the first time in a while that I've seen a pitcher go first overall in the Major League Baseball draft and then follow that up with another LSU player back-to-back. That'll be the first time, at least me, since I started following baseball a few years ago, that I've seen two LSU players go top of the draft like that. So truly incredible run that LSU went on. But I gotta just talk about the World Series, though. Paul Skeens didn't play in the World Series at all, which is sad. But the way he went out, him versus Rhett Loader in that Wake Forest game, that is two of the best pitchers in the country. He went off in a very great walk-off fashion. Paul Skeens is, like I said earlier, is the man. And I was sad that we at least didn't get to see at least the ninth inning. I know LSU was up by a big margin at that in the Florida game, but I would have still liked to see him just play just one inning. 3 quick outs, boom, you're done. Let's go celebrate. But we didn't get to see that. But it was fun to kind of see him walking into the bullpen in the World Series, kind of like as a pump fake in a manner of speaking. But this LSU team, man, just like in 2009, the way that they did it, coming out the losers bracket to win it all, you got to give it up to them. You just got to give it up to them. And in this last game, when the game before it, Florida put up 24 points, 24 runs on us, I should say, you would have thought that this team would have just given up. But in the post-game press conference, Dylan Cruz even said, we already forgot about it. We're ready for the next game. And boy, were they. Thatcher Hurd, kudos to him. He pitched an incredible game. He had a ton of strikeouts. There were a few times where I was like, ooh, all right, are we going to pull him early? Jay Johnson went up to the mound and talked to him just once, and then it looked like it just clicked like that, and Thatcher Hurd, it was locked in from henceforth. Thatcher Hurd was truly incredible. And then a few games before that, I got to give it up to Ty Floyd. Ty Floyd. If I'm not mistaken, had 17 strikeouts. I gotta shout him out. I mean, but the World Series, the last game, I would like to say that's the short game. I mean, you wasn't just going straight for home runs, the long ball, single after single after single, base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit, and it was leading to runs. That's what this game was about. And then the adjustment to have Cade bat first over Cruz and Tommy White, that was a great adjustment by Jay Johnson. And the crazy thing is, LSU fans wanted to fire him not too long ago, so I don't think no one wants to fire him now. And I got to give it credit to him. This was only his second season. So Kim Mulkey wins the women's basketball championship in her second year. Jay Johnson wins the College World Series in his second season. Brian Kelly, no pun intended, but hey, you're up the bat. Let's see what you can do. I believe in you. So we're going to stay on topic with LSU. And I want to talk about two specific players that, I mean, might go down as two of the greatest LSU baseball players in program history, Dylan Crews and Paul Skeens. I mean, in the mock drafts, I'm going to go over this quickly. In the mock drafts, recently as last night, they had Paul Skeens going first overall and Dylan Crews going second. I mean, Dylan Crews, he might be the next Mike Trout. I know, I'm not saying he is Mike Trout. I'm just saying he might be the same caliber player as Mike Trout eventually. I mean, Dylan Crews has all the intangibles. His game is just truly incredible. And Paul Skeens, I mean, what do I have to say about Paul Skeens? I mean, he looks like he might be the next Clayton Kershaw, Randy Johnson, you name it. Name me a great pitcher, and he might be that guy. He is that good, and there's a reason he's going to go number one overall. But moving forward, I got to touch on the Pelicans. The Pelicans made a selection at the 14th overall pick in Jordan Hawkins from UConn, shooting guard. And if you ask me, I think he was the best shooter in the entire NBA draft. Shooting over 40% from three. And almost 40% from field goal percentage as well. Now, before the draft, there was comparisons to people like, Klay Thompson, Rip Hamilton. Max Strus was one that I read. And then just recently in his press conference, he said he tries to model his game after Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Ray Allen, which that's a good one to model your game after, and Rip Hamilton, oddly enough, with those comparisons. And I think they addressed a need. There was two needs. Shooting and rim protection. They went after shooting. Because shooting is king. Shooting is key in the NBA right now. Shooting is king. And Jordan Hawkins, I think, is going to get a lot of play time. He's going to make his name known, especially in Summer League. I mean, now everyone's asking, whose minutes is he going to take? Whose minutes is he going to take? Well, not everyone on the roster is going to be here. Josh Richardson is definitely gone. I mean, Garrett Temple's not getting any play time. Kyra, he looks like he's not going to really get no play time for us. I don't think he's going to get it over Jose. Dyson, hit or miss, we don't know. I mean, then who else is there that you have to worry about? I mean, if you ask me, I would say the starting five is going to be CJ, Herb, B.I., Zion, and if we do keep Jonas Valanciunas at the 5, and then off the bench you would have either Jose or Dyson at the point. Then you have Jordan Hawkins. You would have E.J. Liddell. You would have Larry Nance. And filling in. But one thing I want to get into is I asked a bunch of people, what else do you want me to address in the Pelican segment of this show? And one was the center position and the Summer League. And I just want to say, I'm okay with keeping Jonas Valanciunas. I just don't understand the hate. I truly believe he was misused. I don't know what it was about late in games, Willie going away from him. I mean, when Jonas was cooking teams, we was beating up on teams in the paint, especially. Jonas was scoring at will. And then Willie would just say, no, I'd rather go to something else, which didn't make any sense to me. But, hey, I'm not the head coach. So, and then there's rumors of, Jared Allen possibly, having possible interest in Jared Allen. Now, do I think we acquire Jared Allen? I have my doubts. I truly have my doubts, but would I be happy if we got him? Absolutely. I mean, Jared Allen is one of the best run protectors in the league. Now, there's another name that has been floated to me: Brook Lopez and Miles Turner. Miles Turner, I don't think is a realistic an option because you would have to give up truly a lot to get him. But I don't know. Brook Lopez, you can get him, but the cost would be expensive. Very, very expensive. Now, Summer League, I expect Jordan Hawkins and EJ Liddell to get a lot of minutes. I think Jordan Hawkins and EJ Liddell are going to truly light up in Summer League. The one thing I'm very curious about, who's going to be the Summer League head coach? Is it going to be Jaron Collins again? Or are they going to have Borrega coach the Summer League to implement his offense? It's going to be interesting, you guys. Going to be very, very interesting. Now, one more thing I want to touch on is the other center options that are, cheaper. I mean, Nas Reed is off the table. The one that I heard Jake Madison bring up is Drew Eubanks, but it's not the most attractive. He's 6'9". He'd be a small ball 5. But I don't really like it. But I mean, if you get him, I'm not going to absolutely hate it. But one center that I think is truly easy to acquire is Mason Plumlee. Truly think he's underrated. I think he did very well for the Clippers and all the other teams that he played for. I think Mason Plumlee should be option A for us in free agency right now. But the cost. The Pelicans really want to avoid paying the luxury tax, so moves have to be made. So Jackson's probably gone. Billy Hernan-Gomez is probably gone. And if you trade Jonas Valanciunas, does that help you create cap space? Well, that is a lot of questions that I think I might have answered, and if I did answer them, please leave me more questions in the comment section. This has been another episode of Sports Étouffée. Shall see you next time.